Astroscope. I'm your host, Janita Francis. Another exciting week we have said goodbye to. Another exciting week we're heading into. We have just under 5 days of Mercury in freaking retrograde left. We're almost there. We're on the home straight, peeps. Stay with me. We can deal with this. We can get through it. It sucked balls for me big time. I ain't going to lie. Every Friday night I come here and go, right, I'm going to say something positive about Mercury retro. And there's positively nothing to say about this one. It has been crap on so many different levels. It's been an absolute nightmare. I can tell you that energy is starting to move away a little bit in the sense of it's going to start getting easier for us. The moon, where's the moon? Okay, moon is in Gemini at the moment, which means that it's going to go straight into Cancer. So our emotions are going to be a little bit playing all over the place. We're going to have a lot of thought patterns. Collectively, thought patterns will fuel us along. So some of us will be motivated by our emotions. Some of us will be motivated by wanting to take what is rightfully ours. Some of us will be motivated by chasing our passions and our loves and our interests and things like that. So whatever you need to cling to get you through this next week and a bit in particular, do that. It's a good day for trying to do something different, okay? I know that I always say when things get a little bit difficult, try to do something different, bring some different aspect into your life to make it a little bit easier to cope with the different transits and how they affect you as an individual as well. There's a lot of strength around the planets at the moment and some of the trines that are happening as well. So they're good placements. There are some really lovely placements in there. Which is nice. I'm just checking it out now because I always like to leave it to the last minute so I get the most up-to-date information. So moon is going in Cancer. Could actually even be there right now, but it's not very far away at all. Everyone's going to feel it on an emotional level. There's no two ways about it. You're going to some people get triggered. I certainly was triggered a couple of days ago. And some people will just, fly through it and be a little bit more emotional than normal. Just don't try to buck the system. Go with it. If it's not safe for you to drive because you're quite uncomfortable, I think I have a spider web on me. That's why I keep touching my arm. It's not that you can see that, but I keep looking down trying to work out where the spider web is. However you get through that, acknowledge your emotions as they come up, work through them, and then, wait for them to shift along, which they certainly will. Playfulness is starting to come back in. A couple of people will feel a little bit, depends on where your sun sign is and what sort of support and aspects you've got around that. But this is very much a time for, let's go forward again. We're ready to go forward. These few little things have been holding us back. A little bit uncomfortable for some people what's going on around them. Certainly with the fires, that's certainly stirred up a lot of things. What are we doing? Full moon came and went. I did some beautiful readings on the full moon, actually. It was a really cool time to have some readings and just get a full look at what's going on in your life on an energy frequency level, and then see what we can do to support you through that next up until the new moon, when you can start making some affirmations and some manifestations on what you want to bring into your life next. So that's really cool. Look at you all. Hello. Thank you. Taurus and having a fantastic day. I was born in the year of Taurus, okay? So not only do we have sun signs and planets and aspects and asteroids and all sorts of things in different zodiac signs, but we can also be born in a particular year as well. I was born in 77, so it's the year of Taurus. And I love that placement. I'm so attracted to Taurus energy. It's beautiful. I'm off with the pixies, and I love that strong Taurus, beautiful energy that comes with it. So it's really nice. I'm very fortunate to have married a man with a Pisces moon in the 12th house, which is where mine is. So on an emotional level, we completely gel. We understand each other, which is great because we are very complex human beings, and we would need to understand each other so we can live together. What else is going on here? Anything else we need to know about? Of course, Mercury's in retrograde. We don't care about that. Chiron's in retrograde for a little bit longer, till December 12th, I think. Yep, December 12th. Uranus. Look, it's in retrograde, but that's no big deal. It's in retrograde a lot because it's such a slow-moving planet. It stays there until January 10th. So if you've got you want to get a bit more information about where your Uranus is, mine is in Scorpio in the 8th house. So I'm sort of getting triggered on a few different things here. On generationally, those big outer line planets will actually shift a lot of people in our same generation. So if you're finding that your posse, your human posse, not your spirit posse, is saying, me too, that's me too, that's me too, that's me too. That's why, because you're getting triggered from those slower moving planets. Are actually starting to bounce whole generations of people and really shift things. It certainly brings in all the protests and the silent protests and things that are going on at the moment as well. And then, of course, Neptune's still floating around, but that actually comes out of retrograde very soon, November 27th, so 26th, 27th, around there. So basically that just means that we'll start getting a bit more direct energy and we'll end the year on in a hoot. But it will be emotional, a lot of letting go for a lot of people. And a lot of my readings lately have been letting go and just finding our voices and saying that's enough now. We want to move forward. We want to try something different. So, yeah. Well, I'm not doing readings tonight, guys. I'm just going to babble on about astrology and what it can do for you, and just having a look at current transits, what that means. You've got Mars up there just inside of Libra, so you can look forward. That's an interesting energy when Mars is in Libra. Now, this is for society, okay, so it'll affect you differently based on who you are as an individual. We've still got that big old North Node down there in Cancer. That's an interesting placement to have. And Moon, obviously, in Gemini, so that's bouncing off a few little things there. We've got Neptune up there. Chiron is in Aries. If you're going to acknowledge your emotions during this transit and letting things happen, okay, you can look forward to being a little bit defensive or being, the wounds, Chiron being the planet of wounds and healing. If you're going to get a little bit of a smack in the pants, you can come out a little bit fiery as a result of that, okay? So you're not going to take it lying down. And that's why a lot of people are going, that's enough. I've had a gutful of this relationship. I've had a gutful of my job. I don't want to do this shit anymore. That's that Chiron bouncing Aries saying, hey, let's wake up, let's do something. But unfortunately, it's sort of isolated a little bit off by itself. So you've got all these other planets up the top of the chart saying, we're here, we're holding you back. There's more to learn here. What else can we do to get you in that prime position to learn more about yourself? And certainly how we're communicating that, if I can ever find Mercury. Just the way we're communicating, Venus is up there, so we've got Mercury down there. So just the way we're communicating at the moment can be a little bit bitey too. So if you find that you're a bit of a moody mole from hell, blame a planet. That's what they can do. Susan, the Scorpio, if you buy into all those memes, has been blaming planets for years for her behaviour. No offence to any Susans that may be watching, but look, it's interesting times ahead. Most of the stuff is starting to settle down, so you will feel shifts. Full moon certainly moved things along at the moment. So, yeah, look, I think things will start to get easier. Things will start to be clearer for you, relaxing a little bit more into the energy of Mercury going direct again. That's not going to happen instantly, but you can already feel the shift. Or I can certainly feel the shift, so hopefully you guys all are as well. My Mercury is in Virgo, so I'm very orderly the way I do things, very would have been a good drill sergeant, I suppose. I've learned to communicate differently as I've gotten older, but drill sergeant would have been high on the list of great jobs for me to do as a youngster. Okay, let's go to some questions and we'll just see what's going on here. Hopefully you guys are not melting. We've still got 30-something degrees and it's bloody hot. Jay, thanks for your awesome reading this week. You're very welcome. What a beautiful lady you are. I just love your Harry Potter glasses. It was amazing. What else we got here? Hello, everybody. Saskia. I knew a Saskia years ago. It's not a common name. It's a very beautiful name. Okay, how could I find what my astro year sign is? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I'm kind of guessing you mean born the year of Taurus that I was explaining before. So you can either look it up and find out what year it is, or you can certainly send me a message and I will find it out for you. You need your year of birth, and then you can work out there where your sign was. So the Chinese have animals, so I'm a fire snake, so the element comes into it as well, fire, and then obviously the animal comes in as well. I'm also, I think I'm a raven under Native American, pretty sure that's it. Been a little while since I had a look at that. Under the Celtics, I'm something else. So everyone's got their own, the cultures have got their own ways of explaining how your stereotypical traits are. But if you're looking for that, just let me know what your year is and I will trace back what your sign, what year your sign is, or what sign your year is. Kim, I'm super, thank you. Release to the flow, that's it. Margaret was born in June 1952. Melissa blames her moody Scorpio traits. Melissa, we blame your moody Scorpio traits too, my love. It's good fun. Everyone's feeling the shift. Bella Boo's here. $1991. Right. Let's see if I get my hands on my, I don't know if I can get my hands on my, $1991. They're working 12 cycles. I'm just trying to find. Send me a PM, my love, and we'll do it offline for you. So if you do want to know that, it's a free thing. Of course, you're welcome to have a reading with me, but I'm happily give you what year you were born in. If you want to send me a private message, just send that to Insights by Janita so I can find it. So you're a goat. So that tells me a lot about you. Stereotypical stuff. So look, I'm not even going to pretend I know enough about Chinese zodiacs. I know enough about people's face shapes and things like that. You can always tell the year of the rabbit because they've always got this beautiful little rabbit profile. It's very, very cute. I had a friend that was the year of the rabbit and he was just adorable. And when I found out that he was the year of the rabbit, I thought, I wonder if his face is like that. And then all I ever saw when I looked at his face was actually the year of the rabbit, the very rabbit style face. It was very cute. I'm true to my snake, my fire snake. Don't poke me. I'm pretty much hibernation most of the time. I like to just do my own thing. I like to enjoy my own time, mind my own business, do my own thing. But if you whack me with a stick, I will rear up and stick my fangs into you. So, and then I just go back to being chilled and laying around and doing my own thing. So, but Chinese zodiac's really cool. It's probably something that I should have a little play with and get my head around a bit more because it's certainly very interesting. It adds extra elements to our personalities too and what we can learn about ourselves. So better pull my finger out and learn. I think there was a big sign in that for me. But I'll do the charts up. So if you do want to do that, I've got a chart here somewhere because I do cheat sheets on everything because I've got 7 planets in cardinal, which means action orientated. So I've got no time for wasting. I'll go all the time. So I like to keep cheat sheets so I don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. So it's very cool. All right. Excellent. Janelle is a tiger. And Ruth's a snake. Of course you are, Ruth. You're charming, just like me, of course. Kim's a Capricorn. That's all right, darling. We won't hold that against you. And do you find that your stereotypical traits are in alignment with who you are as a person, or do you find that you go, oh, I'm a tiger or I'm a snake, therefore I must be like this? So do you find that you're leading the traits or that you're actually starting to find those traits in you? Because when I was younger, I would think that I couldn't really see a lot of those snake traits in me at all, because they're charming and they're charismatic and they're delicate. I know that's a weird thing, but they're graceful and they're just charming, like they're snake charmers. And I was anything but any of those things. I really had a very different view of myself. So I struggled to see any of those stereotypical traits in me. But as I've gotten older, I realized that I'm charming in my own way. Not all snakes are built the same. So it's very interesting how your mindset changes and very much a product of your environment when you're younger. That if you think that you smell like shit, you probably will go through the rest of your life thinking that you smell like shit, but you don't necessarily smell like shit. It's great, isn't it? Melissa's a horse. So she's got 2 speeds in the paddock. We're going flat out. Especially if she's on her way home from somewhere, she'll want to get there bloody fast. Typical horse. Very cool. Very cool. All right, guys. I think we'll leave it for that for tonight. It's very hot in my office, so it's very uncomfortable in here. I can see my face is melting. But if you want to do that, just thing out. Of course, there's no charge at all. I would be happy to find out your year for you. I can send you a little chart so you can go and talk to other people about it as well. Just thing out. I mean, knowledge is a wonderful thing to have, but it's pointless keeping it to yourself, right? You got to share it with everybody else. So if I can help you in any way, I certainly will. So if you want to see me, I will be on doing live readings on my own Facebook page tomorrow, which is Insight by Janita. You will find my public image page. I'll be doing live readings there. You're more than welcome to join me. I think, give me 2 seconds. I will be doing that at 5 p.m. tomorrow. So that's 5 p.m. Sydney time. Right now, at this precise moment, it is 8:47, so 20:47. Okay, so if you want to check your clock so you can do your 2 little time adjustments. But that's tomorrow at 5 p.m. I'll jump on and we'll do some readings then. Okay, so it'll be much cooler in here without a doubt. So yeah, thank you very much for coming along tonight, guys. Remember, PM me if you want me to work out your year that you were born, as far as Taurus, Libra, all that sort of stuff. And then we'll go from there. Serena. No, I did a little reading for you recently. I recognize your name, my darling. Full moon has brought a lot of changes. It shifted everything. It's kind of like she used her luminescence to just go, hey, dickhead, have a look at this shit. And it's really highlighted a lot of stuff for a lot of people. And I've certainly, she certainly stirred up a few things for me. That is for sure. Because I went from being really super mad to thinking, oh, my God, really? Like, why am I allowing this to get to me so much? And then I blamed the planet because I'm an astrologer and I encourage you to blame planets whenever you can. That gets you out of having to look at your self-development. But then, of course, your inner child realizes that you're trying to bullshit it and it will rear up its head and say, that's enough now. You need to get back to your personal growth. So you have to deal with it sooner or later. And I did deal with it, and I did an okay job, I think. I'm still here. But, there's just a tough Mercury for me. So I'm really looking forward to the 20th of November when it can just fuck right off so I don't need to deal with it anymore. Yeah. All right, guys, you have a lovely evening. I will see you all tomorrow. Bring your dates of birth with me. Actually, I've got a better idea. If you want to drop me a private message tonight or tomorrow during the day up till 5 p.m. Sydney time tomorrow with your date of birth, which will give me enough information to have a look at your numbers so we can have a look at your life path number. But I need that information beforehand so I can put it in my calculators because otherwise it takes too long. I lose too much time doing calculations and not enough time talking, which is my favorite thing. And I will also work out what year you were born in as well. So if you're born the year of Taurus or year of Libra, that sort of stuff. So, and what that might mean for you, how that manifests for you as well. So if you want to be a part of tomorrow night at 5 p.m. on Insight by Janita Francis, then shoot me over your details in the next 12 or so hours, or whatever you get a chance, up until 5 o'clock tomorrow, and that'll give me a little bit of background information on you, and then pop on live or watch the replay if you can't get there, and I'll get through whatever information you guys send to me. So that's probably the best and fairest way of doing it, I reckon. Yeah. All right, guys. Love you very much. Thank you so much for coming and listening to my ramblings yet again. You are legendary for doing so. Have a lovely evening. Talk to you all tomorrow night on Insight by Janita. See you later.